Hello, I'm Ethan Sasiela, Customer Engineer at Sentinel-1. In this video, I'm going to show you how to import GitHub Audit Log events into DataSet using our built-in integration. A key prerequisite to understand is that you need to have a GitHub Enterprise Cloud account in order to access the Audit Log API in GitHub. They only expose that to their enterprise customers, so you can't do this with your free account. We're going to start off at the Help Doc in DataSet, which is always the right place to begin. From there, I'll show you how to enable and configure the integration. Once it's up and running, how to search for the events that have been imported, and how to troubleshoot some common problems. The first place to start is by accessing the Help Doc inside of DataSet. So you can do that by going to the Docs menu here, choose Integrations. From here, you got the cute Octocat icon or the GitHub text, which will take you to the link to the Help Doc. So this is always a good place to return if you have questions. First thing we're going to walk through is a reminder from the intro that you need a GitHub Enterprise Cloud account. You can't use your free account, so please make sure you're logged in with a user who has admin access to that account. So you would go in GitHub, you start at your settings screen, which you can access by the drop-down settings. At the very bottom here, you choose developer settings, personal access tokens, tokens classic, generate new token, classic. From here, you give a meaningful note, DataSet integration, supply an appropriate expiration or no expiry for uninterrupted service. And then you'll need to give the minimal scopes. Depends upon if you're going to be querying events for an organization or for your enterprise. If you're going for your organization, you'll need admin read org. And if you're going for enterprise, you'll need admin read enterprise. So then you can generate your token. And again, I'm going to delete this one shortly after we're done here, so there's no breach. But make sure you save this, because you only get one chance to copy that token. I'm going to delete this one now. But you should keep yours, because you're going to need it. So now you should have your personal access token from GitHub, either copied into your clipboard or in your secure vault that you use for confidential information. The next step is to create a secret inside of DataSet. So to do that, you go to the user menu, choose Secrets, and here we'll add a secret, give it a meaningful name, an optional description, and then paste your value. Again, this one has already been deleted, so it's invalid, but you get the idea. Save that. So we're going to need this name. It's going to be the important thing now. Now that you've saved your personal access token into a secret in DataSet, the next step is to enable and configure the monitor. So the best way to do that is to go to the Help Doc that we started at before, and there's a sample configuration in here. So what I like to do is to copy this text here, which is the sample configuration that we can start with. Let's copy that. And then we'll want to head over to the monitors page. So you drop down the user menu, go to monitors, and you're going to choose the edit JSON button there. So this is sort of the default config file that will come up if you're not using any existing monitors. So inside this monitors array is where we would paste the snippet from the Help Doc. So the key things in here, the attributes of this configuration, type is required and it must equal exactly that string GitHub. The endpoint can be, it's an enumeration, so it's either orgs or enterprises. And again, you can always refer to the Help Doc to see the specific values that you can use there. the entity. So this is going to be the name of the enterprise or the organization that you're querying against. And then that API token here, you see how we're using a secret. So the $ curly brace secret, and then whatever you named the secret earlier in the step is what goes here. So those are the required config attributes. The remaining ones here per page, really recommend omitting that. Don't even use it. It allows in rare cases that you don't want 100 or 100 is causing issues, you might make use of that, but that's very rare. So I delete that one. Then we come to the include attribute. So include gets passed directly to the GitHub API. So if you leave this out, it would be as though you made a query off of the GitHub Audit Log API with no include parameter, which is sort of the default that GitHub will do for you. That leaves off some key types of events, like GitHub Actions is one of the key ones. Include equals all is probably going to be something the most common thing you would want to use. Otherwise, you need to consult the GitHub documentation to figure out exactly what include value you want to use there. Once you've got things set the way you like, you save file, and that is going to enable the monitor. So once you have saved the monitor's configuration file, you should wait up to 3 minutes to start seeing events showing up through the importing. After 3 minutes have gone by, the way to find your events is to search for tag equals GitHub import. So that's sort of a keyword that'll be, that's a facet that'll be added to all the events that come in through this integration. So you can see here, kind of starting off with a troubleshooting example, right? You notice that the token, I deleted it as I was creating it sort of for security purposes. This would be an example of what's happening when we use a bad token. So you can come in here and see, attempt to authenticate, the request failed. That gives you a little bit of a hint. GitHub is deliberately obtuse about the specifics of the error that you got. It's sort of a security thing. But in general, this is what you're going to see when you use a bad API token. If it was clear to you, like in this example, it was clear to us that I deleted the token, so we knew why we were getting an error. If it's unclear to you why you're getting that error, one helpful tool that you can see in the help doc here, in the troubleshooting section near the bottom, we offer this very brief shell script snippet. It's just a curl command, and this will give you a little bit more verbose output regarding what type of error you're getting. Essentially, the 401 and the 403, those are the two that are going to be the most common. The bad credentials, like we were seeing over on the other one, and the 403 must have admin rights to the repository. So that's an example of if you were logged into GitHub and went through all the steps that I showed before to create your access token, but the user that you were logged in as does not have admin rights to the organization or to the enterprise, which is separate from that personal access token screen. So those are the two most common errors, and you'll either see them in DataSet when you're searching for tag equals GitHub import. You'll see these types of errors, or again, for a little bit more clear debugging, you can run this shell script snippet and see the details behind it. Now that you've gone ahead and completed all the troubleshooting steps, and let's say you have a good API token and you've updated it in your secret, then after waiting the 3 minutes to see that your events are importing again, you can return to the search screen in DataSet, and we'll want to run, again, tag equals GitHub import. And in this case, let's go to now. And we make our search. And now you can see 3 example events that I imported. I didn't connect it to our real repo because that's confidential information, but these examples illustrate the types of things that you might see coming in from your GitHub audit log. So You can see these are all just the flattened fields coming straight out of the GitHub API. And that tag of GitHub import, that's going to be your magic key to access all of these events. So that brings us to the end of this training video. I hope you found it useful. And just a quick summary. Remember, the best place to start is always with the Docs menu, Integrations, and from there you can choose GitHub. And to make your changes, you always go to your User menu, Monitors, and the Edit JSON button up here. Finally bringing you back to a search for tag equals GitHub import. And that's all there is to it.